One of the most difficult parts of living in a society that seems to be always worried about others is that you cannot feel free until you know and appreciate all your abilities. Sometimes you want to do certain things, but you're afraid of what people can think. So the first thought that came to your mind is, I shouldn't do it, and then you don't actually do it. As a teenager, I struggled a lot to do the things that made me feel joy. I wasn't able to work out at school because I thought that my classmates will make fun of me. I never really felt confident enough making a presentation in front of all of them. I was afraid of making mistakes because I thought that they were going to laugh at me. Most of the days at school or college, I saw my classmates and thought, you are a shy person. It's hard for you to make a simple presentation in front of people. It's hard for you to make friends or talk them confidently. So yes, those were the kinds of thoughts that I had about me, and at that time I thought that all of them had better opportunities than me and all of them were more intelligent. I promise I saw them as untouchable individuals, as people who have everything clear enough to move forward in their lives, when in fact all of those issues were just inside my mind, because that's not how things work. My past self from 2018 would say that I shouldn't be doing this video because I'm not good enough. However, a couple of months ago, I realized that there are no reasons to feel afraid of people's opinions. Now that I'm 26, I know that I just needed to be sure about my abilities, about my desire of learning new things or improving as a person. I needed to be confident. I needed to be sure that I have the same opportunities. It wasn't easy for me. That's why it took me so many years to finally take the step. But definitely I know that everyone can make it, because if at least one person can do it, then you can do it. And now my mindset is that if I want to do something that makes me feel joy, I'm gonna do it. Caring about others' opinions is not the best practice because not all of them want to contribute to your growth. So let's talk about some ideas that might help you to work on this matter. Practice self-acceptance. It's hard to understand that we are all perfect in our own way. Nobody else can be you because you are a unique human being with abilities and experiences that nobody else has. At this point, I recommend to be aware of the things that you are doing right and celebrate it. For example, what if you write down all the things that you did well today, the activities that you accomplished, or the mistakes that you avoided? All those things must be celebrated because all of them represent a real you. So we must love all the things that we do, because if we don't, how do we expect to be accepted or loved by others? Stop comparing to others. It's so easy to fall into the game of social media because we see people's best moments, but we're not actually aware of their struggles. However, this is not only a social media matter, but also with people that surround us at work, at college, at high school, or even people that we see in advertisements. When we spend our time comparing to other people, we can suffer the consequences of unhappiness or low self-esteem. So the most effective way of avoiding these consequences is by focusing our attention on our strengths, abilities, or even achievements. Nobody else can make you feel more secure than yourself. Anybody can do that. So try to make a plan to distract yourself. You can do anything like reading, going for a walk, watching a TV program, watching a K-drama or a film, or even spending time with your loved ones. Any activity that distracts your mind is going to be helpful. Practice the art of letting go. We have to realize that we cannot do anything about people's opinions because we are all different human beings and we all have different experiences and perceptions of life. They indeed don't really know who you are or what your struggles are. So at this point, the only thing that we can do is to change our reaction to those comments because they don't represent your real you. And I would say that the best practice is to not react to those comments, especially to those that don't have intentions to help you in your personal growth. Also, one of the greatest things about the art of letting go is that you can surround yourself with people who love you for who you are and people who accept you exactly as you are today. Those types of people will help you to grow and be a better version of yourself. Surround yourself with positive people, places, and energy. Focusing our attention on people who don't really care about our achievements or goals is a waste of time. You have to be aware that your family and your friends are there to encourage you, to add value to your life, rather than steal your energy. If you like working out, go to the gym and surround yourself with people working on their goals. If you want to learn a new skill, join a class. If you love reading books, join a reading club. Also, be sure to connect to yourself because time alone is also important and it has so much to do with our own confidence. So the main idea about this point is that you have to create a space with positive energy that helps you to feel more confident and more secure. We are in control. This point is about realizing that we can only control how we react to others' opinions. And I'm highlighting we because we are in control. One time I read a book called Amarse con los ojos abiertos by Jorge Bugay and Silvia Salinas. With this book, I learned that what people say or do is more like a reflection of themselves. For example, when someone criticizes another person because of a specific habit, might mean that they are projecting their inner conflict onto us. There is a quote that's also related to this point, and it says, "You cannot love or hate another person unless it reflects something you love or hate about yourself." So my conclusion about this point is that you cannot give so much importance to others' opinions because it isn't really about you. It might be about them. Trust yourself and be okay with making mistakes. In the last couple of weeks, I started seeing mistakes as classes that helped me to know what should I do or not the next time. I don't think that mistakes make me worse. Indeed, I think that they helped me to improve. Therefore, I suggest seeing mistakes from a different perspective because we can always learn something new from them. So I have these two last reminders for you. First, remember that it's impossible to please everybody. And secondly, believe in yourself, be confident, and trust your abilities. We're all here in this world because of one purpose, but we all have different goals. However, we struggle every day and think if we are doing the things right or not. And please remember, and this is also a little reminder for my future self, that the next time you think that you're not good enough to do something, write on a paper all your abilities and paste it in a place where you spend most of the time. Read it every day and remind yourself that you have the right to start working on that project. Stop overthinking.